Yo, welcome back. My name is Aaron.
My name is Collin.
And this is the
Sports Hive Show.
Woo! All right, we just wrapped up, the World Series just wrapped up. We just wrapped up week 9 of the NFL season with the Cardinals dub in Dallas, 27-17.
Don't say that often.
Nope. That's only the third time this season I can be excited about a win. But we'll talk about the Cardinals in a minute. But let's start off with talking about the World Series, which people are saying is one of the best World Series that has been in the history of baseball, at least in the modern era, just because of how everything went. It was the Blue Jays series for a long time, and then it was LA series for a long time. Like, both teams did really good winning on the road, had troubles winning at home. But ultimately, the Dodgers came out on top and won in the 11th inning, I believe, of Game 7 of the World Series with a double play that Kirk broke his bat and hit into Mookie Betts, grabbing the ball, tagging second, throwing to Freddie Freeman to first and tagging there. And now the Dodgers are back-to-back world champs. And I don't like saying it because I loathe them a lot, but I respect the game. They're great players, and it's fun to watch baseball. What are your thoughts on the World Series?
Well, these are the two teams I picked to be in it.
Sure is.
But I don't know if on the record I say who would win, but I was rooting for the Dodgers just because it was the U.S. versus Canada. I know you weren't, just because you hate the Dodgers.
I was secretly rooting for the Jays, especially Game 7. I was just really rooting for a good World Series because it's baseball.
Well, you got one
in October, and yeah, definitely got one for sure.
You got one. You have which game was it? Game
3.
3 was like 18,000 innings.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Game 7 goes into extra innings as well. So 2 games going into extras.
2 out of the 7 extras. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody did good. Yamamoto did like 160 pitches, right? In like game 6 and 7.
Yep.
Together.
Which is
one
insane.
MVP.
Yep.
Ohtani did his thing. Freeman did his thing to close out Game 3 in the extra innings. Will Smith did his thing. Miguel tied it up yesterday.
Miguel Rojas.
Not yesterday, 2 days ago. My fault.
Tied it up in the 9th off of Hoffman to tie it up 5-5.
4-4. They won 5-4.
You right. 4-4. Yeah, and then Will Smith hit the homer in extra innings, makes it 5-4. But yeah, no, Ohtani started pitching Game 7. He started, and I think he only went 3 innings or so. Quote me if I'm wrong. Might have gone about 3.5 innings before they pulled him because Bo Bichette had a 3-run homer off of Ohtani. He wasn't having his best start, so they pulled him early. But the Dodgers went to all their starting pitchers in that game. They went to Ohtani, they went to Yamamoto, Sasaki, and Glasnow, and they also went to Snell. So all of their $1 billion payroll they used in Game 7 to barely beat the Blue Jays and win a World Series. But paying for a championship has worked 2 years in a row. We'll see if they can make it 3 years in a row before the 2026 lockdown. We'll see what happens. Because eventually there's going to be a cap on baseball and their contracts. You can't just defer payments all the time. Otherwise, every team should have billion-dollar payrolls.
Did they go through their whole pitch, like all their pitchers on Game 7?
They did. Every single one. Every single one of their starters.
Ohtani, Glasnow, Sheehan, Snell, Yamamoto, and Roboleski.
Sasaki? Oh, yeah. I can't pronounce that last name, but I know who you're talking about. He came out of the pen.
Yeah.
He's a bullpen player. He's not a starter. They used all of their starters in that Game 7 because Yamamoto came in and cleaned house, really. So
he came in the 7th inning. I think he did.
Yeah.
7th and 8th. And 9th and 10th and 11th.
It was a great World Series, that's for sure. And then we'll see what happens next year. Diamondbacks are going to go and win the World Series next year, I hope.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was about to say.
Well, I don't like that attitude.
Now you took the words right out of my mouth.
Hey, it ain't going to be the O's. That's for sure. We know they booty cheeks.
Diamondbacks not much better. They got to do something.
Yeah, we'll see. They need some
talent.
No, they have talent. We need to not be hurt. All of our pitchers pretty much went down. All of our bullpen, our stars, and AJ Puck, he went down early in the season. Martinez went down early in the season. Corbin only played a couple of games before he went down, and he got screwed there. And then Zach Allen wasn't the same. We traded Merrill Kelly, but we have a chance to sign him back if we really want to. We could talk about Diamondbacks baseball for days. I got something about everything when it comes to Diamondback baseball, but we'll save that for a different episode.
When there's no football or basketball.
Sounds good. Sounds good. But speaking of football, let's talk about Week 9. Let's start with Thursday night. Ravens topping the Dolphins 28-6. Did you like what the Ravens have to offer? Was it just a win just because they played the Dolphins? Or are they actually back and competing for a wild card spot, being 3-5 now?
I think there's a little bit of both. I mean, because it's definitely the team that the Ravens wanted to play to try and get right.
True story.
Especially with Lamar coming back after a couple weeks. If you're going to play anybody, that's probably my top 3 picks right there of what team to play when you want to win a game.
For sure.
But Lamar, he was 18-23, 204 yards, 4 touchdowns, pass rating of 143. Henry ran 19 times, 119 yards, no fumbles, no touchdowns. Mark Andrews had 2 catches for 22 yards and 2 touchdowns. But they did pretty good. I don't know what their defensive stats were.
They look good.
2 forced fumbles and 2 recoveries, I believe, and then 1 interception.
It was definitely their best overall game they've had this year.
2 sacks. Yeah.
Besides their very first game.
Well, that was... What'd you just say?
Was it? No, it was against the Bills.
At a girl.
Very first, yeah, thanks.
Yeah. But, I mean, we'll see. We shall see. They just traded away Jair Alexander the other day for nothing.
It's like the Eagles know how to trade or something.
Yeah, I don't get it. Because Howie Long and the rest of the Eagles franchise is the only team that likes to make their team better at the positions that they need. But then they also just traded for, or the Ravens did, I think it was the Ernest Jones on the Titans. A defensive tackle just went to them a little bit after, or actually not, yeah, today. So, I mean, trade deadline, 4 p.m.
Tomorrow.
Mañana. So we'll see. I'm sure the Cardinals won't do nothing. I'm sure the Packers won't do nothing.
Bro, the Cardinals better be doing something. Like, it's obvious that the Cardinals' offense is way better with Jacoby Brissett as quarterback. It's blatant. It's apparent. It's right there in front of everybody's face.
Been saying it.
Right.
Ever since I moved here.
And I know Jacoby is now 1-2 as a starter this year, but the offense looks amazing with him at the helm. Like, am I wrong?
Individual stats also, Jacoby is miles ahead of Fuller.
Right.
Week 7 when he took over the starting spot for Jacoby, you lose to the Packers, the game that we went to. That was a 4-point game. Then week 8, bye week, right?
Yeah, it was a bye week. So he took over the game before the Packer game.
Yeah, so week 6, you lose to the Colts by 4.
Right.
So you lose to the Colts by 4.
A crappy call.
Yeah, that's true. And you lose to the Packers by 4. And then you win against the Cowboys tonight. So, I mean...
Soundly, too. Like, the offense was humming all game.
But then also, yet again, Cowboys' defense is...
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool with me.
I know it is.
Shoot, now they're what, 3-5-1?
Yep.
Cardinals are 3-5. I mean, we're still probably not going to do anything sitting at 3-5. I mean, the Ravens are at 3-5, and they're still deemed as a contender.
Yeah, they're in the hunt.
Right. But for how stacked the NFC West is, the Cardinals are never going to be in the hunt for nothing. Sitting at 3-5.
Yeah, no,
with the other power horses in the division and in the NFC.
NFC West is too good.
Right. But I'm saying, back to the trade deadline talk, 4 o'clock tomorrow. Do the Cardinals move from Kyler Murray tomorrow, or do they wait until the offseason to do anything and just have Jacoby start the rest of the season as they should? But if Kyler doesn't, here's my thought: if Kyler doesn't get moved, then Kyler's going to start again sometime this year.
If there's a team that is in a playoff position to where they need a quarterback and they think Kyler could get him over the hump, that would be the only team that I could see him getting traded to. I would say Washington, since they just lost Jaden. But
that's true. But what do they have
Washington,
in return?
Nothing.
Right.
except for picks. You guys need a running back right now.
Yes, we
Washington
do.
doesn't have a running back.
Right.
They can't give up Terry because Terry's hurt. You're not going to grab Zach Ertz because you have McBride. You can't take a defensive player because you don't need him.
Right.
So it would just be picks, theoretically. But I don't think there's really a team out there that is quarterback needy in a position to win any playoff game.
What about, I'm looking at the Dolphins and the Jets. Brees Hall with the Jets. The Jets are 1-7. The Dolphins are 2-7, and there's Achane, which I know is probably going to take a couple picks to get him out.
Yeah, if you were to do the Dolphins, though,
Good.
that would be, I guess, quote-unquote, their quarterback of the future.
Right. Even though I think Kyler is actually older than Tua,
yeah.
but Tua just isn't the guy.
No.
He's not. He can't be the starting quarterback for the Dolphins moving forward. So maybe they're thinking a little bit.
But,
So what are your thoughts? Does Kyler get moved tomorrow or not?
because how many years does he have left on his contract?
He signed in what year is 25? I think he signed in 22 or 23, and it was a 5-year deal. Let me check real fast.
Because if the Cardinals if they get calls on Kyler or they give calls to other people and they don't hear what they like, I think they hold on to him and build up his trade capital for the year possibly, and then trade him like either in the offseason or on like draft night.
Right. Yeah, he signed a 5-year deal in 2022. So till the 2028 season, he signed for $230 million. So about $46 million per year until the
And
2028
an extension
season.
though, right? It would have to be an extension because then he's in his like 5th year right now or 4th.
Well, that was in 2022, so 3, 4.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
22.
I think they did sign him to an extension.
Because he's in his 4th season right now. So if you were to take him into the end of 2028, then he signed like a 3-year extension.
The 5-year extension began after the 2023 season, following the expiration of his rookie contract and 5th-year option. So that makes sense. 2023 to 2028. So somebody's going to have to eat it if they were to move him.
Which is like $43.9 million a year.
Yeah. So, the Cardinals are still in a conundrum, obviously. Like, at first, it was expected Kyler was going to play that game tonight. And then he was deemed as not the starter. Jacoby was, but not like officially. And that Kyler was going to have a role in the game tonight, some form of role, whatever that means. And then about an hour before the game, he was deemed as inactive. So everybody's thinking that Kyler is going to get moved tomorrow morning. At least on social media. Obviously, social media talks and nobody knows what's going on.
I've been saying that they're going to move on from him for the last like month and a half. And
would the 1-8 Saints take him?
I don't think so because they already have quarterback questions right now with Shao and Rattler. So I don't think they would need a third person to try and
I know
start.
Kyler's Kyler, but he's definitely better than those two guys.
Oh, yeah, he is. But, not younger.
I know they wouldn't be able to do anything this season being 1-8. But, they can have some sort of future for next year and moving forward if they were to grab Kyler. But obviously they would have to trade away, I would hope, Kamara and some picks.
Oh, yeah, for the Cardinals, you need to call the Saints, the Jets, and the Dolphins to either get Kamara, Achane, or Hall. And if you can get one of those 3 boys without trading Kyler, do it, and then trade Kyler at the draft.
Right. We shall see. Dude, let's... well,
Boo.
my voice. Going through puberty again at 31. Bro, let's talk about the Niners.
Okay, that one.
We'll get to your game in a minute. But let's talk about the Niners and the Giants. The Niners ended up winning that game 34-24. How'd you think of that game? What are your thoughts?
Mac Jones did pretty good. I think he went like 13-13 to start the game. Ended 19-24, 2 touchdowns, sacked twice, QBR of 135. CMC had 28 rushing attempts, 106 yards, 1 touchdown. Also caught the ball for 5 yards, 67 yards, and a touchdown. And then the Giants, Dart played well, 24-33.
Sure did.
191, 2 touchdowns, sacked twice, QBR 107. Rushed for 56 yards, 1 touchdown. But this would be another team that I would say would have to trade for an offensive weapon, just with Scadaboo and Neighbors out. But that would just be a move for the future, I think, because that's not a win now move because they are 2-6.
2-7 now.
2-7. So I don't see them making really any moves at the deadline either, unless it's trading people away.
Right. And trying to get picks for the draft, I would think.
Yeah. Same with the Niners. Niners is still winning somehow. I don't get it.
Yeah, me neither. That team is a mystery to me that I will never understand because I don't get with how many injuries that they have. They just keep winning. They keep winning ball games, and that's what you're supposed to do, obviously. But
So it's Shanahan. Always has been. No matter the staff he's got, no matter the players,
Right.
always him.
J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings. J.J.'s first game back since his injury, going into Detroit, where Detroit usually wins games
Yeah, thank goodness.
there. But the Vikings came out on top 27-24. Are the Vikings back? Is J.J. McCarthy the guy there now? Are they going to end up running that division? They're going to catch the Packers after the Packers lose to the Panthers? What's going on?
Well,
The division looks strong.
I was gonna say there's only a game between the Packers. Well, the Bears and the Lions have the same record at 5-3, and the Packers are half a game ahead of them because of the tie, and then the Vikings are a game behind on the Lions and Bears. So it's a game and a half spread between all four teams.
That's a crazy division right now.
Once again, as it was last year, but the Bears were a lot worse last year. It depends on the Vikings. I think the Vikings actually have a pretty easy schedule the rest of the way, except for playing the Lions again, playing the Bears again, playing the Packers again.
JJ looked good.
That he did. He was 14-25, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, sacked 5 times, and threw a pick, and fumbled once. So he had 2 turnovers, 2 touchdowns, 143 yards. Defense also looked good for the Vikings. I believe Aaron Jones in that game got hurt again.
Yeah, he was listed as questionable to return. I don't think he ever made it back.
No, I don't believe he did either. Oh, and back to the Niners game, I think their first round draft pick defensive tackle, I'm blanking on his name, also tore his ACL yesterday.
Is his name DeKel Williams?
Yes.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Or Mikel Williams or
Yeah,
something like that? Yeah, that sucks. But they're going to overcome it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We shall see because the Niners are sitting at
6-3.
Yes, sir, you're right. You beat me to it. That division, bro.
Mine too, brother.
Yeah,
Difference
so-
is my team's at the top for now.
Yeah, mine team ain't. You ain't gonna find the top. Dude, okay. The Vikings look good over the Lions. Won in Detroit. Niners had a great game in New York against the Giants. Ravens could be back. Colts lost in Steeler country. I figured the Colts would win that game, but
Yeah, I think everybody did.
they did not look good. I guess you have to have a bad day in the office. Instead of going 8-1, they went 7-2.
There was a video I saw that there was these fans in the parking lot of the stadium before the game that had this casket and it was open and it was decorated. It was Steelers fans that did this, and they decorated it in like Steelers colors, Steelers stickers, and it said "Rest in peace, Steelers defense." And then the Steelers
Yikes.
defense gets like 5 takeaways and like a touchdown and a few sacks. So I'm sure somebody saw it.
Yep. That's awesome. Prove those fans wrong.
Their own fans.
Yep.
Mine.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the Colts couldn't get anything going. Daniel Jones didn't look like Indiana Jones anymore. He looked like the Giants. Danny.
Oh, yeah, no, they had 3 fumble recoveries, 3 interceptions, and
The Steelers did?
yeah, and 5 sacks.
Good grief. No wonder Jonathan Taylor only has 7 points
Yeah,
in
they
fantasy because they didn't have the ball.
they bottled that brother up though too. And I don't know if they had, the only thing they were missing was the score, I believe, on defense.
Wow. Is Daniel Jones out of MVP talk? Is JT out of MVP talks?
Every MVP has one bad game.
Or multiple, yeah.
Well, I mean, JT's first bad game. Jones is probably worst game, but he's had other games where he's just average. And then like the other people in that talk are probably Mahomes and Allen. They've had subpar games. Love was in there until yesterday or 2 days ago. Yeah, yesterday.
Sam
I think-
Darnold and Matthew Stafford have to be in that talk now, I think.
Well, yeah, Stafford has 21 touchdowns and like 2 interceptions, I think. Something like that. And he threw 20 touchdowns all year last year.
That's crazy. He didn't, yeah. That's cool. And then Sam Darnold, I think, needs to be in that discussion. He had 4 touchdowns
In the first half.
in the first half of Sunday Night Football last night, given it was Washington. But again, Washington is a professional team.
Sometimes.
Yes, sometimes. But still, he had 4 touchdowns in the first half, which is insane.
Yeah, I think he would. Yeah, I think he was 2 in the first quarter and 2 in the second.
Yeah. He ended 21 for 24, 330 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception.
He was also had a high completion percentage at first. I think he went 14 of 14 or something like that.
Yep.
And then lost it. But
And JSN had 8 receptions for 129. Still,
thank goodness he didn't get any more.
right? For fantasy purposes.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still easily the best wide receiver in the league right now.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. He's on pace to break 2,000.
First receiver to do it.
Yeah, and he's on pace to hit 20, 28, or 29. No, I could be totally wrong. I saw a stat earlier.
You better not say 29 touchdowns because he only has 4 right now.
He has 9 right now, I think.
No, he doesn't. Not unless they're rushing. Receiving touchdowns, he's only got 4.
Okay, then maybe he's on pace to hit 9 then. 9 TDs. Something like that. I think it was 9 touchdowns, 2,000 receiving yards, and 120-some catches.
Because Horton, their rookie, has more touchdowns than Njigba does.
Yeah.
Because Horton also had 2 yesterday, and Njigba had none. So I think Horton's at 5, and Njigba's at 4. The difference is the yardage, obviously.
Right. That was a great game.
Jaden got hurt, obviously. Not great game for Washington fans.
Yeah, dude, I don't understand why Jaden Daniels was in that game, given that it was 31-7 at the time, and it was in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes left or 8 minutes left. Why is your franchise quarterback, your franchise player, who's been banged up this year, playing in that game at that time frame? You take players out so they don't get hurt like that. I'm just confused.
I really also don't think that, I've been saying it the whole year, that they've been rushing him back too quick, because he's been hurt since week 1, or when the Packers and the Commanders played. He got hurt then. He's been hurt since. Was out for a little bit, came back when he shouldn't have, got hurt again a little bit. Same leg, different injury. Came back probably a little bit sooner than he was supposed to. Again, yesterday. Gets hurt, out for the year now. Probably out for also half of the year next year.
Probably. I mean, that arm looked like a pretzel.
As our father would say.
Yeah, he kept saying
Pretzel
Pretzel
Man.
Man.
Yeah.
That's his new nickname, Pretzel Man.
I guess.
I think that's just an O'Brien thing, but
Jane Pretzel Daniels. Yeah.
yeah, that's
not an O'Brien thing. That's just a dad thing.
it was really bad. The video was bad, and it was unnecessary. I think that is why the NFL is upset, just because it was an unnecessary injury, and you essentially Washington has not been good to their quarterbacks when they're injured.
No,
And it's bad.
with this, comparing JD's injury and RG3's injury, they're both drafted 2nd overall. They both got their injuries versus the Seahawks, the same field, on 2nd down, and same yard line.
I don't know what else to tell you besides that place is cursed. That field is haunted for sure.
Yeah, and then Theismann's injury and Alex Smith's injury were exactly the same.
Right.
Same age, same field, same injury. Well, same type of injury. Both career ending.
Yeah, it's insane. That field is disgusting. And yeah, no, if the Commanders cannot get their quarterbacks healthy and right, I would be scared for any other quarterback to go play over in Washington, because they obviously don't know how to manage their QB back to health.
Or their field.
Right.
Because Adrian Peterson got hurt on it in the picture that you sent. Joe Burrow got hurt on it this year. RG3 more than once.
JD5, obviously.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. And the railing on the fans collapsed one year.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I wouldn't want
You're
to play
gonna
there.
blow up the whole organization.
Yeah, for real.
New stadium, new field, new team, new everything.
I just don't know why Dan Quinn thought, like, with 8 minutes left, the game
What was
going
possibly
going
gonna happen?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, who you think you're going to score that many points to make it a game in 8 minutes, bro? Like,
It could have been just to get his reps back in because it was Daniel's first like full game back,
but still, he's hurt.
quote unquote healthy-ish.
Right.
Healthier than he was.
Maybe
but
you,
still hurt.
Maybe you. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't see a universe where that's even remotely right. Like, even Commander fans were probably like, "Bro, like, why is JD5 in the game when we're losing 31-7 with 8 minutes left of the game? Like, we're headed home at that point. Like, nothing's gonna happen." But yeah, that's just infuriating, frustrating.
Well, yeah, it was 38-7 at that time.
Yeah,
And he's still playing.
right.
Then Luke McCaffrey, he broke his collarbone on opening kickoff.
That sucks.
And Marshawn Lattimore tore his ACL in the middle of the game. And I feel like I'm missing one more. But it was not a good day for Washington fans.
No, and even we were watching the Niner Giants game, and the McCaffrey brothers obviously playing near each other in New York and Maryland. Like, and one was a morning game, one was an afternoon game. So the parents were like, "We're gonna go watch our boy Christian," and they go watch Luke.
Yep.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, they could have saved themselves a trip for that one.
For sure. Well, enough about the Commanders and that game. Where are my...
And sea bags. Let me start it off. Let's talk about Packers and Panthers.
You want to talk about that one?
Yeah. So I've never, ever, ever, ever been confident whenever the Packers play quote-unquote bad teams or teams worse than them because they always play down to their level. They always have, always will. Doesn't matter if it's Mike McCarthy coaching the team. Doesn't matter if it's Matt LaFleur coaching the team. Doesn't matter if Rodgers is throwing the ball or Love throwing the ball. Parsons sacking people. Clay Matthews sacking people. Does not matter. And, like, they're the best, like, rushing defense in the league. And then they let Dowdle run 25 times, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's never had a 2-touchdown game, ever, mind you. And he ran 25 times, and then Bryce Young only threw the ball 20 times. So, I mean, you know.
That's crazy.
And they ran the ball a total of 33 times.
Bro, if the running game's working, keep working it.
Yeah, which it just baffles me. And McManus, need I say more?
Yeah, your special teams, as you know and as you always mention, is not good. It's good at times, but when you regularly miss a field goal, it's a bad thing.
I don't think I've been happy with special teams, like consistently happy to like where they don't piss me off at least like 5 times a year, because I would say back in like the early 2010s when Crosby was first there, but then the special teams, Brandon Bostic jumped up for an onside kick against the Seahawks, botched it. Seahawks took it to the house later on and scored, went to the Super Bowl, and that's when they beat the brakes off the Broncos, I think, that year. So even when our special teams was stout, there's still mistakes that cost us everything in that scenario. And then McManus last week missed 2 kicks. We still won the game. Doesn't matter. This week, missed a kick. Matters because we lost by 3. If he doesn't get cut, I'm be pissed because he should. He's missed 3 kicks in the last 3 weeks. And then I said it before and I say it again. The kid, Haversick, that we watched with Dad at the Cardinals game, with ease made a 61-yarder.
Yeah, and that's what
Could have made it by, like, I would say, like, around, like, 69, 68. You had some wiggle room to make it further. But no. What do? We bench him. Bench this young kid for McManus, who's, like, 36. Haversick is in his 20s, I think.
McManus is regularly missing field goals. So, like, that's... To me, he should be gone. Like, there should have been a notification today saying he was either being benched for this new kid or he was released.
They're also probably a little distracted since Kraft tore his ACL. So,
and then there's that.
Wonderful. Yeah, and Love, 26 to 37, 273 yards. Decent. No touchdowns. Sacked once. Threw a pick. Should have had 2 picks. And it was, I can't remember at what point in the game. It was like I don't think it was a 3rd and goal. It might have been. But then he started like running around like for his life and just threw the ball up for no reason into the end zone. And I think it was J.C. Horn, like whoever it was, whatever defensive back, got excited because it would have been a pick six. And he started running first, like running mid-catch, and then the ball just like hit him in the chest and then bounced out. And like it was like there's no other Packer in the frame, like in the picture frame.
That's horrendous.
Yeah, I was like, sick. Lovely. Love that. And then Jacobs ran the ball 17 times, 87 yards, had a touchdown. So that's, quote-unquote, our one bright spot. Dobbs, 7 catches, 91 yards. Watson's back. Golden got hurt. I don't know how serious, though. Kraft is out for the year, so Musgrave will take over. Unless the Packers trade for a tight end, which I don't know what tight end they could trade for. Maybe Zach Ertz, because he's not needed in Washington no more.
Yeah, at least for this year, but he's also, Ertz is getting on that older side, so he may not want to wait around.
1 year rental, that's all you need.
Right.
If you thought your team could make it to the Super Bowl this year at 5-2-1, and that's a piece that you're missing,
that's a piece you should definitely go for, unless you think Musgrave is the man, tight end one, to go forward to help you win games, because like the Packers need a tight end.
Yeah. Well, Musgrave was drafted in the same draft that Kraft was, and then I think he was second round, and Kraft was like round 5 or 6. But the Packers either need to trade for a tight end or a defensive back because Nate Hobbs has like a grade 1 MCL sprain, I think, something like that. A dude from the Raiders that we got. Or an offensive lineman because our offensive lineman can't stay healthy. But
what do you think? Now the Packers are 5-2-1, the lead the division. But like you said, that NFC North is stacked right now with the Lions being 5-3, Bears being 5-3, and the Vikings being 4-4 in the hunt for that division. And any week, this could change. Vikings could be on top. The Bears could be on top. Lions could be on top.
Well, yeah, the Lions play the Commanders next week, so that's going to be easy dub.
So they'll go 6-3.
They'll go 6-3, exactly. The Vikings and the Ravens play. That'll be a good one now.
Will definitely be a good one.
And then Bears and Giants.
That could swing either way, I think.
I think so as well.
And who the Packers got? They got Monday night next week, right?
Eagles.
Okay. So
which, I'm going to say this right now, they're going to win handsomely because
that's a good team.
It's a good team, and they win against good teams, which I guess is good when it comes to playoff time. But you lose to the Browns, you lose to the Panthers, you tie to the Cowboys.
Wait, so if you guys tied with the Cowboys and the Cardinals beat the Cowboys tonight, does that mean the Cardinals are better than the Packers?
No, because the Cardinals and Packers played this year, and the Packers beat the Cardinals. So theory, finito.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I knew you were going
to ask me that when I had that locked and loaded.
Man, I shot myself in the foot. The Eagles are coming off a bye though, so they're extra restful, extra powered up. And it's a Monday night game, so they have even an extra day to rest.
And they just traded for Jair Alexander, so I can't wait for Alexander to be all of a sudden healthy. And then
there's the only ones doing trades right now. They just got Jalen
Phillips. Jalen Phillips from Miami. They got Michael Carter, a defensive back from the Jets. Probably their best one outside of Sauce. Then they got Jair from the Ravens. And then they got Tank Bigsby a while ago from the Jags. So they're
making moves.
Yeah.
That's going to be a great game, I think, next Monday night. But you can only watch it if you have ESPN Plus or Unlimited through Disney.
Yeah, I'm about to illegally stream that joint.
Yeah. I want to say that out loud, but
/ illegal.
We're going to have to do that. Because tonight, since YouTube TV just decided to not host ESPN, I didn't get to watch the Cardinal game, so I was just listening to it on the radio and then looking at updates on my phone. So, yeah, that sucked.
I don't even think they were
finally that we actually played a good game, and our best game, really.
Yeah, because they knew it wasn't televised, so they had no pressure.
It's true.
Yep.
It's true. All right, let's talk about the next game, Bills and Chiefs. I know the Chiefs are what now, 5-4, and the Bills, what are they? They're
6-3. Yeah,
with that win. So the Bills win 28-21.
6-2.
And the Bills they look really good against the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs really couldn't get anything going all that much, and even like the score of 21 surprises me. But even though with the Chiefs losing to the Bills, are the Chiefs out of it? Are they still in the hunt? Are they going to win the AFC again and make it to the Super Bowl? Because everybody's doubting them. Everybody's writing them off like we usually do when they're at this point. in their season, and then all of a sudden they're like, bam, okay, we're in the Super Bowl.
At this point in time, though, I said, I think 2 weeks ago, that if Kansas City were to lose to the Bills and the Jags beat the Raiders, the Jags have that win over the Chiefs. So now the Jags are in 7th place, and Kansas City's not even in the playoffs right now.
Right. If the season ends today, you're correct.
Yes. So I was right in that regard. Heading into the bye week, Kansas City at 5 no.
You have a great memory.
Yeah, I know it.
I do not. So yeah, the Chiefs right now are not in the playoffs. The playoffs started today. The Chiefs are not in it. But I'm just curious if we think the Chiefs are going to be the Chiefs and they're going to make another Super Bowl run, another strong playoff run, and surprise everybody again and be in the Super Bowl again. Like, we can't completely write them off being 5-4. They're a good team. They're above 500. Like I say, my motto is, if you're above 500, you're a good team. And if you're below 500, you suck.
They don't have necessarily the easiest schedule left either. They play the Broncos, who have been getting it together. They play on the 16th. Play against the Colts. Play against the Cowboys. So those three aren't super easy.
Right.
Play against the Texans, so that should be easier. Then you play the Chargers, which should be hard. Then you play against the Titans, which should be a win. And then you play against the Broncos again. Going to be hard. And then you play against the Raiders. So then you have the Raiders and Titans and Texans out of the next 8 games. So 3 should be win games and then 5 hard games. Interesting.
I guess we're going to be told a lot to see if the Chiefs can actually handle that.
I hope they can.
Pressure. They got their pieces back. They just had a bad day in the office going against Josh Allen and the Bills, which they're a juggernaut of a team, as they always are. Josh Allen just runs the ball better than any quarterback in the league, unless your name's Lamar. But even then, I think Josh Allen, being as beefy as he is, I would say he's just a better rusher than Lamar, but I know a lot of people would argue that fact.
Well, he's not quicker.
For sure.
Lamar in the open field is a lot better than Allen in the open field. But if you're trying to punch it in from 3 yards out or something, or 2 or 1, then
Josh Allen is the man.
Yeah. Bulkier, stockier.
Right. So we'll see. We're going to have to keep a lookout for the Bills and the Chiefs. And then, Jaguars won by 1, 30-29. Raiders scored a touchdown to bring it 29-30 in OT. Instead of going for the tie, they go for a 2-point conversion, which every NFL fan loves to see. Nobody wants to see a tie. And Pete Carroll wasn't going to be a part of a tie. So he was like, all right, let's go for the dub. And obviously, the Raiders lose 29-30. And the Jaguars come out on top. So, respect it, but you got the loss.
I like it. Geno had his best game in...
What was his stat line?
He's 29-39, 284 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a pick, and sacked twice.
Easily his best game this year.
Yeah, as a Raider, 100%.
Right. And none of those touchdowns were to Jacoby Myers.
Nope. Another person on the trade block who could be going somewhere.
He's been linked to the Bills.
He's been linked everywhere.
I know the Bills are heavy, and I have him in fantasy, so that'd be fantastic.
Bowers came back, 12 catches, 127 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Not a bad game.
No, I love it.
No, that's a great game. That's crazy.
Help me in fantasy, boy.
And there's a lot of people who probably had him on the bench.
Well, I started him in one league, benched him in the other. Because I was desperate in one league. The other one, sure. I had Tyler Warren, so I was okay. Not making that mistake again, though. Also, Julian Edelman, he commented about the Raiders going for 2. He said he liked it.
Oh, for sure.
But then he also brought up the fact that Pete Carroll likes to throw the ball at the goal line.
Oh.
So.
That's awesome. Obviously didn't work out.
Both times.
Yep.
One was obviously for the Super Bowl and the Patriots and Seahawks, but...
dude, that's funny.
This one a little less risk.
Oh, funny. Saints and Rams.
That riveting game.
Rams win very nicely, 34-10. They're now 6-2. And then...
Rams balling.
Yeah, they are. No, they're another juggernaut of a team. Matthew Stafford had 4 touchdowns.
One of Stafford's best games. Probably more consistent, 24-32, 281 yards.
For 4 tuds.
Yeah, and no turnovers. And Kyron ran the ball 25 times, 114 yards, 1 touchdown. Puka got banged up again a little bit, but was able to, like, if it wasn't a reaming, McVay said that Nakua could have came back if they needed him. And he had 95 yards, 1 touchdown. Adams had 60 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Didn't his 2 touchdowns, though, come from the goal line, like a 1-yard TD
Correct.
pass and a 2-yard TD pass?
Correct. So,
and then, like, the same stat line as last week.
yeah, so his 2 touchdowns this year, or not this year, this game, and then the 3 touchdowns last game, they're all within, like, 10 yards.
That's crazy.
So I'll take it.
Right, for sure.
So, although his longest catch was 29 yards. And mind you, he ended with 60. And his longest catch was 29. So his 4 other catches culminated another 31 yards.
That's awesome. I love seeing Devontae Adams actually be useful and still really being a strong wide receiver, too, I guess, because Puka Nakua is definitely wide receiver 1.
Yeah, but Adams
1.1.
Adams, yeah, it's 1A and 1B.
Right.
Because Adams would, for sure, if he were to come back to the Packers right now, easily number 1.
For sure.
He would go to the Cardinals, number 1.
100%. He's
Go to
number
the
1 anywhere.
Ravens, number 1.
Yep.
Redskins, number 1.
Right.
If you ever go to like the Cowboys, the Bengals, or the Vikings, the Lions, then there's a discussion for like 1A, 1B.
Right.
But he just did not get used well on the Raiders with Garoppolo and Aiden O'Connell, whatever.
Yeah,
And
not at all.
certainly not on the Jets either.
And that was... Yeah, the Rams look really good. That NFC West, the Seahawks are 62, Rams are 62, Niners are 63, Cardinals are 3-5. So
That sticks out like a sore thumb, doesn't it?
It sure does. So I was listening to the Pat McAfee show this morning.
Yep.
Bro. And
He tell you guys a new one or what?
pretty much he was like, let's talk about the NFC West, right? But let's not talk about the Cardinals. Let's talk about these other teams because the Cardinals are, they're not doing anything much down there. So we'll talk about the Seahawks, the Rams, and the Niners. And in my truck, I'm like, bruh, come on now. That's rude. But that was before they won. That was this morning's show. Before they won. So he might say something tomorrow about them. But I thought it was pretty funny because he's right. Because anybody besides the Cardinals could run away with the NFC West. Unless the Cardinals make some weird run. That would be a miracle. But the Seahawks and the Rams and the Niners are all really good teams. And either 3 of those teams can win the NFC West. My pick would be the Seahawks first, Rams second, Niners third. But
I got Niners still third, Seahawks second, Rams first.
I can see it because Matthew Stafford is Matthew Stafford. He's amazing.
The Rams, let me see. Who have they lost to? I haven't seen Stafford really have a bad game other than the first 2 weeks because I had him in fantasy the first 2 weeks and then I cut him. Now he's been
Ballin'.
prime Matthew Stafford since. You're welcome, Father. Let me see who they have lost to. Because the Niners have the lead in that division of like division wins. The Rams have lost. Oh, wow. I went too far back. Bring it back now, y'all. Beat the Texans by 5. Beat the Titans by 14. They lose to the Eagles by 7. And then they lost to the Rams by 3. That was the beginning of the season. Not Rams, my fault. Lost to the Niners by 3. So you lose to the Eagles by 7. Lose to the Niners by 3. Those were your 2 losses.
Makes sense. Okay.
That's when the Niners are probably more healthy. Obviously without Kittle, though, because he got hurt week 1. But I still got the Whams.
Yeah, I can really see it being anybody's division with those 3 teams.
I just think because I feel like Seattle's defense and the Rams' defense are on the same page. They're both equally as good. But I would give the little
You trust
hitch
Matthew Stafford
to,
more than you do Darnold.
Well, yeah, I trust Rams' offense and the team that's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
As in Stafford.
Right.
And company.
Okay. Shoot.
2 bad teams real quick. Bears and Bengals.
Oh, that's right. Dude, that game.
Riveting stuff. I should have.
Actually riveting stuff. Not sarcastic riveting, but actual riveting.
I know it.
Going back and forth.
And in our family fantasy league, we start 2 quarterbacks. And I had my options of Jordan Love, Joe Flacco, and Caleb Williams. I was for sure starting Uncle Joe. And then my heart was going with Jordan Love. And then I asked you, and you picked Love. And I was like, okay. So I was like, damn. Because Caleb was the best quarterback this week.
By far.
Followed by Joseph. Followed by Stafford. 2 old boys. But Caleb, who's 20 of 34, 280 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, ran the ball 5 times for 53 yards, and caught the ball for 2 yards, 22 or 2 times 22 yards and a touchdown. So he was doing everything. Everything but kicking it. Then Uncle Joe Shiesty, who's 31 of 47, 470 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. One of those picks was at the last second. Only sacked 3 times. T. Higgins caught the ball 7 times, 121 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jamar 6 times, 111. And then Chase Brown had 112 all-purpose yards and no touchdowns. But that game was back and forth the whole time. It was like 0-7, 7-7, 7-10, 14-10, 14-13, 17-13, 17-20, 24-20, 24-27, 31-27, 34-27, 41-27. And then this is when the Bengals made a comeback because they were 41-35, 41-42. And then with 37 seconds left, the Bears scored 47-42.
Colston Loveland with the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, and he had 2 touchdowns as well yesterday, I believe.
And that was like from 40 yards out, and he was just like a ping-pong ball off the defensive backs of the Bengals. Boom, 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 3 times, runs it straight into the end zone and wins the game.
Yeah, he caught the ball 6 times, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Easily his best game as a rookie.
Oh, 100%. And DJ Moore, he had 4 catches for 72 yards, but also threw that touchdown pass to Williams.
On my bench.
And ran the ball for 17 yards and a touchdown. Also, after the fact, in an interview in the locker room, I don't know if you saw this. You might have by that smile. They were interviewing Jamar Chase and Chase Brown. And Chase Brown was pissed.
Well, yeah, rightfully so.
Like, he's like, we did our job. And then he basically told his defense, he was like, finish the effing game. I was like, damn, if you're saying that out loud to the media,
yeah, no,
that
like,
means there's some issues in that locker room. But then Jamar also said that he didn't want to call anybody out because he didn't want the defense coming after him
for sure,
not doing his job or nothing. But he was also still pissed.
It makes sense.
He was like, at least one stop. One stop. You scored 42 points. You should win a football game if you're scoring 42.
Right. Having the numbers that Joe Flacco had, 400-plus yards, 4 touchdowns, most of the time, you're winning that game.
Yeah, 470 yards at 470 years old.
Right. And you're going 31 for 47 or something like that. You throw the ball 47 times, completing 31 of those passes.
Off a shoulder injury that he got last week.
So you would think, oh, scoring 42 points, way above the threshold, but then, oh, crap, it's the Bengals defense. Oh, okay. So, yeah, if I was Jamar Chase, if I was Chase Brown, if I was T. Higgins or whatever, Joe Flacco, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
The defense didn't do their job at all. Like, especially, that's what I was saying, Colston Loveland literally ping-ponged.
Yeah,
bing-bong off of 3 defensive players. They didn't even try to tackle him. Bust open for a 40-yard touchdown. And the Bears win the game. So my next question is like, obviously the Bengals defense sucks.
They didn't have Trey Hendrickson yesterday either.
That still doesn't make a difference. I mean, the Bengals
makes a rushing difference.
A little bit, maybe, but whole defense this whole year has sucked. But are the Bears, they're 5-3 now?
No, they're not. Yeah, they are. My fault. Yeah. I did say that.
Because they had the bye week.
Yeah, the Vikings are 4-4. Lions and Bears 5-3. The Packers are 5-3-1.
So are the Bears for real? Being 5-3, having that win against the Bengals, or is it just because Bengals defense?
Both. Reason why I say both is because the Bears open the season losing by 3 to the Vikings. They get blown out by the Lions, beat the Cowboys, beat the Raiders, beat the Commanders, beat the Saints, lose to the Ravens, and beat the Bengals. So those are both good teams and bad teams.
I mean, theoretically, they are talented on all sides of the ball. They won this game without DeAndre Swift as well. He was out. And their second stringer, I can't even pronounce his name. It's Managananamana, something weird like that.
Mananama. Yeah, that one.
Pretty much, man. But he ran for 100 yards, right?
Yeah, he was like 120 yards. I don't know if he scored.
I don't think he did, but he definitely ran for 100+. So that's without DeAndre Swift. Like, the Bears, they have talent. And Caleb Williams, I mean, he's good when he wants to be. He's not consistently good, but he's good when he wants to be. Kind of reminds me of, like, sort of like a Kyler, but not this year, but in previous years. That's how Kyler was. Very inconsistent, but would have great games every once in a while.
Yeah, Caleb is better than Kyler is this year so far. But the backup running back, off 29 touches, he had 198 yards.
Of rushing?
Well, 176 of rushing, 22 or 23 receiving.
That's massive. And he touched the ball 29 times?
26 rushing attempts, 176, 3 catches for 23. His longest was a 39-yard run.
Wow.
So, I mean, like, he ain't no scrub. So, people were thinking if Swift is out again next week that they'll be fine because they play the Giants, and the Giants' rushing defense is also, like, bottom 5. But then again, Bengals' defense is historically bad in that regard to it being a little bit of both.
How come the Bengals can't figure it out? How come some other teams can figure out their defensive woes, but the Bengals just can't?
I don't think they want to.
Because even when they went to the Super Bowl, their defense wasn't that great.
No, it wasn't. I mean, what was that? That was like 20...
That was 2022, I believe.
That's
the year the Rams won.
Yeah, Aaron Donald's last season. You, me, and Dad went to Rams and Cardinals game the year that the Rams won the whole thing. I don't remember. But the Bengals' defense was better back then than it is now.
Oh, for sure.
Because their safeties back then were better. Their defensive line was better. But still not as good. I don't know. I think they just hope for the best that Jamar and T. Higgins and whoever was running back, whether it's Chase Brown or Joe Mixon at the time, and Joe Burrow can
just get it done.
But now also you got to look at how Joe Flacco's been playing the last 3 games that he took over as a starter. If Joe Burrow would be good on a different team. Because if Joe Flacco can come in, read the playbook, play with those boys, throw with those same exact stats that Burrow has, is Burrow really like that? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. We had this conversation when Burrow went out and Flacco got signed to the Bengals, or traded to the Bengals, rather. We had that discussion to where if Joe Flacco could put him in a position to be in the playoffs, do they go with Joe Flacco or they go back with Joe Burrow? I think still Joe Burrow is their guy, regardless of what Flacco does.
Yeah, longevity. Yeah, Burrow's only 27.
Yeah, he's your franchise guy, so I don't think he's going anywhere, even though Flacco is putting up great numbers. But then again, Joe Flacco gets treated like Andrew Luck did behind the line. He just gets treated like a rag doll.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, is that what I meant?
Yeah, you meant Burrow. You said Flacco.
You know what? They both start with Joe, so I'm halfway right. But, yeah, you know what I mean.
I get it. I know it.
Careers are ended early if you get banged up so much, especially as a quarterback. That's why Andrew Luck's career ended early because, one, the Colts didn't know what they were doing for the health of their quarterbacks, which reminds me of Washington. And then, two, he was sacked a bajillion times. And Joe Burrow has actually been sacked more than Andrew Luck was at this point in his career. I can't remember the numbers, but I remember reading the stats when Joe Burrow went out.
We also said it a few episodes ago.
Right.
So, I mean, Flacco was sacked 3 times yesterday. Flacco the week prior, where did he go? Against the Jets, was sacked once. So then you also have to look at maybe it's a Burrow thing that runs around too much, possibly.
Maybe.
Kind of like a luck thing. Because in the 3 games that Flacco has started, he's been sacked 6 times, which is normal.
Right.
So the offense, I guess you could point at the offensive line not being the problem. I mean, but they are a problem, obviously, the offensive line and the whole defense. But I don't know. Obviously, Joe Burrow for longevity, if you want to try and put together wins, which I think it's obviously too late for him, and make a run.
Yeah, do you think the Bengals can make a run now?
At 3-5? Probably not.
You don't think so? Even with, let's see, what is that division? So the Steelers are 5-3, Ravens and Bengals. Ravens are 3-5 because they had their bye. Bengals are 3-6, Browns are 2-6. So I mean, the Ravens have kind of the same home the Bengals do. They're only half a game behind each other.
Have they played each other?
Only half a game ahead, really.
Have they played each other?
Do not know.
I do not remember. That's a question we would have to ask our sister if she remembers.
I don't think they have. I don't think the Ravens and Bengals have played each other.
I don't believe so either because there's a few games towards the end of the season where division rivals play each other 2 times in a span of 3 weeks.
Right, and that happens actually quite often.
Yeah, which is stupid. I mean, it should be once at the beginning of the year, once at the end.
That's right, because, the Bengals and the Ravens play for the first time on Thanksgiving. It's the night game, Bengals and Ravens.
Thursday Night Football?
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't like those two teams playing on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and
that's not normal.
Yeah, that's the Thursday night game. I remember it because it was supposed to be like a really bad game with Lamar being out, Bengals not having a quarterback, but now with Lamar being back and Joe Flacco being on the Bengals, it's actually going to be a good game.
All three games should be good on Thanksgiving. Packers at Lions, Chiefs at Cowboys, Bengals at Ravens. Speaking of future games, Week 10, I'll ask you. Raiders at Broncos.
Broncos.
Falcons at Colts.
Colts.
Saints at Panthers.
Panthers.
Giants at Bears.
I am going to go with... Oh, man. That's gonna be a great game, I think. And the Giants' defense is so bad, too. And if the Bears can do what they just did to the Bengals, they could do it against the Giants. I'm going to pick Bears. I think the Bears over the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
I love Jackson Dart, but they're too beat up.
Yeah, no. Tyron Tracy won't do anything like Scatterboo would. And
I think Slayton got hurt bro.
As well. Giants' offense is not good outside of Dart and Wandale and Theo Johnson.
Right.
Jags at Texans.
I don't think C.J. Stroud is playing this next game.
He might still be in concussion protocol.
Yeah, because the homie, he passed out, so I don't think he's playing this next game. And regardless, even if he was playing, I would still pick the Jags, I think, to win that game.
Bills at Dolphins.
Bills.
That's right. That's why I picked up their defense. Ravens at Vikings.
See, that's hard because Lamar is Lamar. If Lamar wasn't playing, I would say Ravens don't have a shot at all. Shoot. Vikings 4-4. Ravens are 3-5. Where's that game being played?
Minnesota.
I'm going to pick the Ravens, but barely. Just barely, though. I'm thinking like last-second field goal type barely. I love J.J. McCarthy and what he's about, but Lamar is a better quarterback.
Nice little Tyler Loop game-winning field goal.
I think so, yeah.
And this next game that the whole world will be watching, the Browns at the Jets.
Yeah. I was like, what game are you talking about, bro? Are you serious about that question?
I had you at the edge of your seat right there.
The Browns and the Jets. Where's that played?
In New York.
In New York. Dude. I'm going to go with Jets. I think the Jets are going to get their second win.
And we'll both be 2-7. Patriots at Buccaneers.
The Bucs are coming off a bye. The Patriots are steamrolling everybody. I think they won 6 straight.
But the Patriots just came off 6 straight, but they barely won against the Falcons yesterday.
Yeah, because the Falcons missed the extra point.
Correct.
At the end there.
Which could have been a Falcons win if they made the extra point and going in overtime.
Right, it could have been. Drake Mays, an MVP candidate right now. I know Baker was in the talks for a moment, but he had a bad game and then the bye. So people really haven't been talking about it for the last 2 weeks or so. Is that in Tampa?
No, yes, my fault, yeah.
That's in Tampa.
And if the Bucs win, they'll both be 7-3.
I'm going to pick the Bucs. I trust the Bucs a little bit more. I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots pull it off, though, but I do trust the Buccaneers a little bit more. And if the game becomes tight, the Bucs win that game.
Bucky Irving might be back. They're still gonna, and same with Godwin might be back.
I think Godwin's supposed to return.
Patriots are without Booty.
Yeah, right.
I believe. Right. So they'll still have Diggs. And then Stevenson might come back. I don't know if he will. But yeah, Cardinals at Seahawks. Afternoon game.
We didn't win against the Seahawks Thursday Night Football when we went, and that was here.
Yeah, that was like a 4-point game-winning field goal, actually.
Yep.
It was 21-24.
Yeah, that was the third one. The third game-winning field goal in my face. I'm going to pick the Seahawks just because it's in Seattle, and historically we're not good on the road in Seattle, even with Jacoby in the game that we just had tonight against the Cowboys in Dallas. We're good against Dallas. I think we're actually undefeated in that stadium right now against Dallas. But I'm going to pick the Seahawks for this one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Rooting for the Cardinals. I think, though, the Seahawks are going to win it.
Oh, yeah, because the Seahawks just did Washington like
28-0 in the matter of like 6 minutes.
Yeah, it was mightily quick.
Yeah, mighty quick.
Rams at Niners.
Rams.
Lions at Commanders.
Lions, easy. They'll beat them in about 4 seconds.
Steel City at the Chargers.
Ooh, Chargers are now without Joe Alt, and that's going to have a lot of questions on that offensive line. I don't think the running back, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I don't know if it's Vidal or Vidal.
I say Vidal because it sounds cool, but I think it's vital.
He didn't have a great game this past week.
Nope.
I don't.
He's lucky that I won in both my fantasy leagues.
Yeah, right.
Because he tossed up 3 points, baby.
I just don't think the Chargers can pull it off.
I don't think so either. And then Eagles at Packers for Monday Night Football.
Eagles also coming off a bye. They're fresh and an extra day off because it's Monday instead of Sunday. They're playing in Lambeau, you said?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Eagles. Just because Tucker Kraft is out. I don't know. There's questions on the tight end front there. You were mentioning some injuries on the wide receiver front still. I know you guys are solid.
On the defensive end, except for like DBs. But
I think Saquon's going to expose you guys a little bit more than Rico did on the run defense there. So I think the Eagles will win, but maybe by just a touchdown, though. Nothing crazy blowouts or anything. But that's going to be a great game, nonetheless. It's going to be a great game. That's just my thought.
Okay.
What are yours?
Now my picks, I'm going to do them backwards. Eagles at Packers, I'm going to pick Packers for sure. Because, like I said, they play good against good teams.
Yeah.
Bad against bad teams. And this is in Lambeau. They're not going to lose in Lambeau 2 weeks in a row. They should not.
Let me ask you this real quick. What if they lose again 2 weeks in a row? Is that something the Packers should be worried about or the Packer fans should be worried about?
Then they're 5-2-1 right now. So then they'd be 5-3-1. And then the Lions can easily win against the Commanders. So they'll be 6-3. Vikings would probably, I think they'll lose against the Ravens. So they'll go 4-5. And the Bears can go 6-3. So then that would make the Bears and Lions in the lead for 6-3. The Packers in third at 5-3-1. The Vikings at 4-5. So then, yes, I would be worried because then the Packers would be going from first place in the NFC to not even in the playoff spot if they were to lose.
Correct. That's true.
Yeah.
Good mathing right there.
So, yeah, for that sake, yeah, I'm pretty worried. But they have, it's 12:23 Arizona time right now. As we're
in the morning.
As we're recording. Yeah, not
afternoon.
Because Aaron's got kids. You can't do nothing during the day.
I can hardly work during the day.
Yeah. So we got about 15 hours until the trade deadline ends. So unless the Packers make a trade for a wide receiver or a tight end, either way, actually, I think the Packers are going to win it, no matter what. Even if they made a trade, I don't know if said person would be able to play.
I was just about to ask that.
Come Monday.
Right.
But if it's like a wide receiver from say, like Chris Olave from the Saints or Rashid Shaheed from the Saints or Waddle from the Saints, not the Saints, Waddle from, obviously, Dolphins or Brandon Cooks from the Saints, literally any wide receiver one that could help or a tight end one that could help, I still think that they could plug and play and they'd be all right. All they got to do is run a route, catch a ball. So I still say Packers. I'm never going to pick against them. I can't. Steelers at Chargers, I'd say Steelers. Just because of AR and all them boys beating the brakes off the Colts yesterday. Lions at Commanders. Lions by 1 million. Rams at Niners.
We just got done talking about how good the Rams are.
Just say 24-28. Rams.
Close. I agree with that.
Cardinals and Seahawks. I think it's going to be like 24-27. Seahawks. Patriots and Bucks. I'll go with the Patriots on this one by probably like game-winning field goal. Jets and Browns. Browns win 3-2.
3-2. This ain't baseball, dude. I want a safety, baby.
Yep. The Ravens and the Vikings. I'd say Ravens, just because it seems like the Ravens are playing a lot better, obviously, with Lamar back. Bills and Dolphins. Bills by 2 million. Hopefully, it's all defensive scores. Jags and Texans. Even with C.J. Stroud playing and not playing, it's just going to be Jags for sure. Giants and Bears. Gonna have to pick the Bears. Saints and Panthers. Panthers for sure because they are cooking. Falcons at Colts. I'm going to pick the Colts because they're going to probably come out angry after losing to the Steelers by a lot.
For sure.
But there's also footage of Indiana Jones looking like Danny Dimes and having that face of him being all scared and stuff. So we'll see. But the Falcons' defense is not as good as the Steelers' defense, and they're not going to lock up Jonathan Taylor like they did yesterday. Raiders at Broncos. Oh, I think the Raiders, like individual players, like Bowers and Genthy will have good games, but I think the Broncos will win. I feel like it's going to be a lot closer than everybody's thinking.
Yeah.
So I think we're probably split down the middle on pick. What?
Same almost. You picked the Patriots winning. I picked the Bucks winning.
Yeah, you picked the Bucks and the Jets.
Yeah.
And the Eagles. And I picked, obviously, the Packers, Patriots. And actually, did I even pick a winner of the Browns and Jets? Or did I just say it was going to be 3-2?
Browns.
Did I say Browns?
I think you said
that's
Browns
right.
3-2.
Yeah. Just because they're 2-6.
Right.
Yeah. So, pivoting real quick to the little quick game that I
Ooh, what you got?
pulled out of my rear end. Quarterbacks in history, you're going to have to keep 2, cut 1. And I'm not going to say all 3. So I'm going to say one by one.
So they're not playing right now?
No.
Are we going to the deep archives of history? Like
Not deep.
Our dad and uncle's age?
All these players we've watched before.
Okay.
And this is like, I'm going to do like running backs, wide receivers, right, and quarterbacks. Peyton Manning, you cutting him or keeping him?
Keeping.
Okay. So that's an automatic keep.
Okay, that works for me. You said I keep 2, cut 1?
Yep. Drew Brees.
Bro, if you say Tom Brady after this, I'll punch you in the face.
You got to think. Because there's like Steve Young and also like Dan Marino, Brett Favre.
I'm going to cut Breeze.
Okay. So you kept Peyton Manning, cut Drew Brees, and you'll keep Tom Brady.
All right, sounds good to
There
me.
you go.
Sounds good to me.
Cut 1, keep 2. Antonio Brown.
Are we talking? Well, I mean, we've had this discussion before.
Antonio Brown.
Keep.
Okay. Wait, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is a keep 2, cut 2. Calvin Johnson.
Cut.
Jerry Rice.
Keep.
Randy Moss.
Obviously, I'm cutting him.
So then you kept Antonio Brown, kept Jerry Rice, cut Megatron, cut Randy Moss.
Yeah. Cut Randy last time we played something like this. Sorry, Randy.
Because he's for sure listening. For sure, Randy Moss is listening to this one.
I just want to publicly
day-to-day.
apologize to our 13 listeners. And one of them is Randy Moss. So sorry, Randy.
That'd be pretty sick.
That would be sick.
Cut 2, keep 2. Barry Sanders.
Keeping.
Adrian Peterson.
You didn't do me like that, bruh. Cut.
Derrick Henry.
Cut.
Christian McCaffrey.
Can I go back to AP? Is that allowed?
So that means
Guess I'm keeping CMC.
you keep Barry Sanders, keep Christian McCaffrey, cut Derrick Henry, cut Adrian Peterson.
Okay.
Then now this is the basketball question. My fault.
Love it. Give it to me.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Devin
5,
Booker.
6, 7, 8. No. So this is just based off something that I saw. It's a keep 3, cut 5 in-game dunkers.
Ooh.
LeBron.
So I keep how many?
Keep 3, cut 5. So there's 7 other people. And so you're going to have to just think about dunkers, in-game dunkers, not just like stats and like historical, because LeBron's obviously like top 3 all time.
LeBron. I keep him.
Okay. Dominique Wilkins.
So you're going from old school. Cut.
Sean Kemp.
Cut.
Michael Jordan.
Keeping. So that's 4. You got how many more? 4 more?
4 left. Tracy McGrady.
I'm trying to remember his dunks. So long ago. I'll keep him.
So you kept LeBron.
Jordan, LeBron, and McGrady. Was McGrady a crazy dunker, though? I can't really remember.
There's quite a bit of dunks. I'm sure you're thinking of his counterpart, Vince Carter.
Oh, yeah, Vince. Don't keep him, Vince.
Okay. Well, then you keep LeBron. You keep MJ. You keep T-Mac.
I'm going to cut him.
Okay.
I'm changing my mind. I'm cutting McGrady. I want to see what else you got.
Okay. So you keep LeBron, keep MJ, keep Vince, cut T-Mac. So you have one more keep. Gerald Green.
Do I have one more player after this?
No, if you keep Gerald, then you cut the other 3. Or the other... One.
I'm going to cut him because I want to see who's last.
Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
Okay. So you kept LeBron, kept MJ, kept Vince, and kept Blake. And
Works for me, dude.
T-Mac, Sean Kemp, Dominique, and Gerald Green. Good choices.
I like it.
Proud of you. Proud of you. Even though there was a little but
I would have been pissed if I didn't get all the way to the end there.
But yeah, I thought about doing a baseball thing, but
It's all good.
It is what it is.
Awesome. So we'll go ahead and end it here. Thank you for everybody who is listening. Hopefully we get more listeners as we keep going on and on. This is our 10th episode. So just bear with us as we get better. One of these days we'll start doing some videos on Instagram and Facebook and do some live stuff. That'll be fun. But otherwise, if you guys could go ahead and follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, because that's where we are at, and tell your friends and family about us. Until next time, we'll see you then.